Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we are going to see some of the silly questions that I had in mind during my schooling, which I was afraid to ask my teachers, for which I could get maximum appropriate answers from the internet and the textbooks. Let me tell you the questions. First question, why can't the government print money and make our country rich? Second question, why should we borrow money from the other countries or World Bank? Third question, why $1 is equal to 80 rupees? Why can't it be vice versa? How much gold can a person hold in his name? Is gold really a proxy for currencies? I do have some more questions. Those questions can be seen in the next video. To answer these questions, we need some basic terms related to economics. First, we will be seeing these terms, then we will be answering these questions. Let us jump into the video and answer my silly questions. Hey, if anybody is new here, please consider subscribing our channel. Now itself, I would like to tell you, I am not an economics student. I have no history of learning economics after my 10th grade, and I have tried my level best to answer these silly questions with the help of real life examples that we encounter every day to make you understand as simple as possible. If anybody with economics background would like to share anything related to this topic, please do share in the comments below. I would love to go through and I'll greatly appreciate your contribution. Now, what represents the economy of a country? We can say infrastructure, people, the land, but more than this, currency. Currency represents the economy of a country. In India, Indian rupees, INR. What is currency or what is money or currency? Money is an item or a record which is generally accepted as the payment for goods and services, taxes, or even repayment of debts. Next, how do we value our currency? Very simple. It is by comparison. That is, by pairing two countries together and calculating an exchange rate of one currency relative to the other. Very important, we call it as foreign exchange rate. Now we have money, we can measure our riches. But in ancient time, how the people were considered as rich or poor? In ancient times, people's riches were considered with the help of the valuables that they had and the land and then the livestock. Likewise, without these paper money, how were they able to trade in olden times? Ancient humans started trading things for things for land, things for livestock, things for coins, things for valuables, etc. For example, one bag of wheat was given for one bag of rice. And now, things for money. Real estate, money. Internet, money. Information, money. So everything is money. We trade with money. When did we start using rupee as our currency? The history of Indian rupee traces back to ancient India, 6th century BCE. But first paper currency issued by RBI was 5 rupee note bearing King George IV's portrait in January 1938. Even 10,000 rupees were also printed. We will be seeing some terms in between to understand these questions. Now let us see first question. Why can't the government of India print money and make our country rich? I would like to answer this question with the help of a simple example. Consider we have a piece of land in which we grow vegetables and sell them, make money. With the help of that money, we live our life. If the government prints a lot of money and give to us, what will we do? If we have a lot of money, we won't go to our land. We won't grow vegetables. Likewise, others also will not do their job. If all of us do not do our job, automatically the products in the markets will decrease. If we do not do our job, we will not be able to produce enough vegetables for the people around us. Likewise, in the entire country, if all the people in a country do not do their job, the required quantity of the products will decrease. In contrast, demands will be more, the products will be less. This will increase the price of the products. Like the onion prices in India. Every alternate year, automatically the onion prices go high. Or else depending upon the season, the onion prices go high because the production is low. You can apply the same scenario for the money. If you are saying, let everybody work, still the government also give the money to us. But still there is a problem in it. Because we are trading globally, the value of money will decrease, which is also known as depreciation of money. Is there any example for the depreciation of money? Yes, of course there are. This happened recently in Zimbabwe in Africa and in Venezuela, South Africa, when these countries printed more money to try to make their economy grow. As they printed more money, the prices for the things also rose faster, and the country started suffering from hyperinflation. What is inflation? The decrease in the value of money is called as inflation. If it is more than a particular limit, then we can call it as hyperinflation. For example, a pen which is sold for 5 rupees in the beginning of the month of January, if the same pen is sold for 10 rupees at the end of the month of January, then the value of money has decreased, so the inflation is 100%. Here, the money loses its value. Zimbabwe suffered hyperinflation in the year 2008. The prices rose up 231 million %. That is, in simple words, a sweet which was sold for $1 Zimbabwean before inflation would have cost 231 million Zimbabwean dollars after inflation. In much more simple words, the empty paper which was used for printing the money had more value than the currency notes, the bank notes. It's not advisable to print the money and make a country rich, and it will not work that way. It will make a country poor. At the moment, there is only one country which can print the currency notes and make their country richer. That is United States of America. But there are countries which print money to save their economy. For example, in each and every country there will be a reserve bank, which is also called as a central bank. In India, we have Reserve Bank of India. If there is a global financial crisis, or if the countries run out of money, or if they do not have enough money to start with, then these central banks or reserve banks print money and give to the commercial banks and start their economy. This helps the country to save their economy. If you are asking me, what if we could reduce the quantity of money? Will it increase the value of our money? And that is also not advisable. Too little money makes the prices fall, which is also as bad as inflation. Second question, why do we need to borrow money from the other countries or the World Bank? Here, the money system is globally connected. What do we do when we don't have any money with us? We try to borrow money from our relatives or from our friends, or sometimes we take loan from the bank. Since we are globally connected, when our country doesn't have enough money, it has to borrow from the countries which have money or from the World Bank. Every country has its own currency bills or currency notes. Only one person can make US dollars, that is the Federal Reserve of United States of America. In India, we have Reserve Bank of India. In India, Indian rupees. Now, consider these two bills are like any other commodity, like any other goods, like apple and mango, etc. Let us see an example. If the yield of or production of apple is low in a particular year and demand is going to be more, and the prices are going to be very high. If the yield is normal, it can meet the demand and the prices are going to be moderate. If the yield is more, demand is less and the prices will fall. Now, if India has to import things which it can't produce, it has to pay to the other countries using the currency which other country accepts. We are buying oil, crude oil from the other countries like Iran, Saudi Arabia, etc. So we are paying in dollars which those countries accept. First, we need to buy US dollars using Indian rupee in exchange of dollars. Then with the US dollars, we'll be able to buy the crude oil. If you're asking me what is the problem in exchanging INR for US dollars, here is the big deal. This all depends on demand for US dollars. We have seen 3 cases in an example. The demand of an apple decides the price. So here, the demand of US dollar decides its price and the availability of dollars in the market. This is what we call it as foreign exchange reserves. Because as we are in need of US dollars, the other countries are also in need of US dollars for buying commodity from the other countries. When the demand is more, automatically the price of US dollar rises. If there is less demand and more reserve, that is more quantity of dollar in the market, the value of dollar will fall. Is this availability of dollar in the market and the demand controlled by anybody? Yes. The Federal Reserve of US controls the demand as well as the availability of dollar in the market. That is why $1 US is approximately equal to 80 Indian rupees. Well, is there a chance for us to increase the value of our money? Yes, there is. Well, what we have to do in order to increase the value of our Indian money? When can a farmer become rich? When he harvests more, when he produces more and sells to them, he gets a lot of money and he becomes rich. Likewise, if a country wants to increase the value of its money, the country has to produce more amount of goods that are in demand in the other nations. We can sell them to the other countries for profit and we can increase the value of our money. Example, if we manufacture a product for $5 and sell it to the other countries for $15, we get $10 as a profit. Not only that, we also bring the rich of the other country to our country, by which we contribute to the economy of our country. Next question, how much gold can a person own in India? Is gold really a proxy for currencies? Experts say there is no limit on the amount of gold, jewelry or ornament that a person can own in India. He is a citizen of India, and if he could show the source of income for that gold. If he fails, he can have only 100 grams of gold, whereas a married woman can have 500 grams of gold and an unmarried woman can have 250 grams of gold. Gold is like any other commodity. Then why do we say even now gold is a proxy of currencies? I have found two important reasons for it. First one, gold is a global commodity required or demanded by all the countries in the world. And the second one, it is less likely to be affected. That is, the quantity of gold will never increase unless the people in the world find more gold reserves, where the extraction of gold will be more and its rates will fall, which is not going to happen in the near future. So the gold is considered as a proxy of currencies even now. If the production is more, automatically the cost of the product will be less or it will decrease. Yes, this happened to Indian currencies in the year 1873. Indian currency was based on silver standard, that is valued with the help of silver, not gold. Whereas the strongest economies in the world were on gold standard. Around 1870, the European countries and United States of America discovered a large quantity of silver reserves, which decreased the value of silver, which made the Indian currency lose its value, which is also known as the fall of the rupee. Money, value of money. My grandmother used to say if she carried 5 rupees to the shop, she could buy groceries necessary for 1 week. But now I spend thousands of rupees to buy the same quantity of groceries. The value of money decreased. Why this happened? What are the reasons behind the decrease in the value of money or depreciation of money? The value of money depends on 3 important factors. First one, foreign exchange rate. We have already seen it. And the second one, demand for the treasury notes or bank notes. Let us take 2 examples, apples and tomato. Okay, let us just imagine apples are difficult to grow, whereas tomato easy to grow. Okay, so demand for the apple is very high, demand for the tomato is very low. Automatically the prices of the tomato will be very less, apples will be very high. So if you have to trade them for 1 apple, you may have to trade for 10 tomatoes. That's how the dollar and Indian rupees are now. Demand for the Indian rupees are absolutely less, whereas dollar, you know it. And the third one, foreign exchange reserves. If more dollar is in circulation, automatically the value of dollar will decrease. If less dollar is in circulation, automatically the value of dollar will increase. Likewise, Indian rupee. This is the third reason for the decrease in the value of money, foreign exchange reserves. Finally, a simple question, an interesting question. How much currency is in circulation in India? According to a report from the Hindu newspaper, the amount of currency in circulation in the financial year 2019 was 21.1 trillion rupees. I hope this video was informative. You might have got answers for my silly questions. If this video was useful, give me a thumbs up. If you think any of your friends should know about this topic, please share the links with them. And if you want me to talk about any of the topics that you are interested in, please leave the topics in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Love you all. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.